guys, it's Linda Winter. I want to show you some new products. Now, all of these can be purchased separately, but I want to show you how well they work together. You're going to love these if you're a quilter, especially if you're a newbie and you're not really experienced. They make design walls, and design wall is where you've got a wall, and that's great, and you put your quilt blocks out there and you kind of space them out and you stand back and you look and you say, do I like it? Sometimes we're not ready for that wall, so we made a design board. This is design a board. I've got a 12-inch here and I've got a 16-inch here. What's so nice about this is that it's double-sided, and the double-sided is critical. I didn't get it till Lisa and I had a conversation and she showed me something, and oh my God, so I want to show you that too. First of all, you've got the no-slip material on the back. We've got 1-inch grids, and you can see here, I was doing some cutting and laying out. That grabs the fabric. So when my blocks are on here, this no-slip material, it's going to grab, which is what we want it to do. The 1-inch grids are there to help me line up, but also to measure too. So that is on my 16-inch, here is on my 12-inch. On the other side, this is the important part that distinguishes us from anybody else. This material is our material that we have on our templates. This double side, I'll show you how valuable that is in a minute. If you've made your own design board, which I have done in the past, you usually have used flannel, and you've usually used some kind of a batting so you can pin in here. We're not going to need to do that. That's what's so important about this. What you know about design boards is going to change based on these. So I'm going to grab my bigger one and I want to show you how well this works. We're going to flip this over because I don't know what I want yet. I've cut some fabric, so I want to show you that. But before we do this, I want to show you what else goes well with this. So I'm going to have Zeke pan over to the right-hand side. We've made chip markers. We have A through J. We have 1 through 10. You can buy those separately, but then we also have blanks. You can see here how I've clipped on the number 5 with these little guys here too. When you look at our bundles that we offer, we have a bundle that has our clips, and you can get the markers with them. You get a metallic marker as an option. We'll show you that in a second. We've got the chalk pencil. The chalk pencil will come with a 4-pack of refill. There's a red, white, yellow, and blue. And then you'll get a 4-pack of another color. The color is going to be picked by us. All the colors will work really well. And you can write on those blank ones with the chalk pencil. The reason why I want to have the chalk pencil on here is if I decide that I don't want to do A1, A2, A3. Today, I want to do A27, or I don't even want to have a letter or a number in there. I want to put a word on there. I can wipe it off. I found that a towel works really well. A washcloth is what I have nearby, and so I can wipe those off. But if you know you want to leave something permanent, then the metallics. We have a gold metallic, we have a silver metallic. Depending on how you purchase these, you can get the markers separately or you can get them with the bundle too. So you get 50 of these when you buy these separately. Again, 1 through 10, A through J. Go on the website and look for the details. But I want to come over here and show you what I've done. So I've done a little bit of both, and actually Zeke has done a little bit. This is the chalk pencil, and you can see how we've gone in and numbered L1, L2, L3. This is the metallic. Look how sharp that is. If I want to keep these permanent, then I'd use the metallic for all of these. And there's L5. So what does the L stand for? The L, pies and L's. If you've done Drunkard's Path, the Solomon's Puzzle, the Path Less Traveled, you have a pie and an L. You can see how that looks like the shape of an L. So I wanted to label, instead of A1, A2, whatever it is, I wanted to do L1, L2. Come down here, and now I've got the pies. The pies, when you do cut out a Drunkard's Path, you're going to have a smaller piece left, and it gets really confusing. You can see this doesn't line up with this, and if you're not sure about the Drunkard's Path, then we've got a video on that too, and written directions for you on that. But this is bigger, so I wanted to make sure that that piece didn't get labeled. So I've got my P1, my P2, my P3, my P4, my P5. I didn't pin in any of these yet because I haven't decided what it is I want to do yet. So I'm going to grab and I'm going to place this over here. I'm going to grab and I'm going to place this over here. Now, this is the cool thing about this side, is I place these on And you can see I don't have anything creative here at all. I've just done my blues. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to grab these guys. And I'm going to say, do I just want a simple circle? And I'm tucking this underneath because this really, that would be my seam allowance. Do you see how I can line that up? And I use that grid to line up. So I'm going to grab another and I'm going to place this inside. You get the idea of what it is that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to remove these first and do this. And all I want to do is choose my 2 colors first and decide, do I like the 2 colors? Now I've got 5 different fabrics that I cut so I can play with. Do I like this look? Or do I want to go in and do this here, whoops, and do this guy here and this guy here? So you decide what it is that you want to do. You can see how playing with your fabrics, playing with these designs will give you a completely different look. So if I piece this here and I say, okay, that's kind of neat, that's kind of neat, that's kind of neat. All I've got is just a simple circle in my center. I'm not worried about lining anything up at this point, but imagine that that has been pieced and I turn this way. All right, do you see how now I've got this L and I'm going to do the same thing over here. This material are no slip materials on the other side. That grabs that fabric and it wouldn't let me play with this. Do you see how I can play with this and line this up? And I kind of see these 2 are mirroring, and then let's turn this because now that's mirroring. Do you see the mirror in the mirror? So it's easy for me to manipulate this fabric here. I'm going to pull this over and show you it's not easy to manipulate here. If I had flannel here, if I had that quilt block that you've already done, the design board that you've done, that fabric's going to stick. This is where I'm playing around. So I've got all the other color of fabrics that I have over there. I decide what it is that I like. When I figure out what it is that I like, then I'm going to place this on here. And that's when I do decide, okay, I'm going to label all of these my L1 and my P1, my L1 and my P1. Do you see how I can place this on? And now I can take all of these over. What do I do before I go over to my sewing machine? I'm going to take all the others that match. Not this one is where I have all of those, and I want to grab all my blues. So I've got all my blues there. If I'm going to do the same thing, do you see how I can place this on top? And then I'd place this on top. So you decide what it is that you want to do. I'm going to actually grab a different one that's not so much matching on here, and I'm going to grab these guys. You can see how easy that is for me to do, and then I would grab all of my reds and I would line that up, and then I'm going to grab one of these guys and I would pin that on. I'd grab one of these guys and I'd pin that on. I'd grab one of these and I'd pin that on, and that's where I would decide. Do I want to write down my L1 and my P1 and my P2. So you have the design option here to play with, but then you have here where this goes right over to the sewing machine. You can choose to use these clips, these guys right here, to pin these on, because maybe I want to take this to the sewing machine and leave it and not work on this today. That's when you want to pin all of these together. Thanks so much for joining us. I know you're going to love these products. Head over to martellinotions.com and look for these products. Design a block, and it's design dash a dash block, and then chip markers. I think you're going to love these. Thanks for watching.